Kick that off. All right. Good evening and welcome everyone to Collaborating Connections Professional Network Groups. Today is our Visitors Day. We want to extend a warm but exuberant welcome to each and every one of you, each and every one of our visiting guests. So thank you for taking the time to be with us this evening. I am going to ask everyone to please add your contact name, your contact information into the chat room. That would be your name, your business name, um, email address, website, phone number, whatever would be very useful to contact you. Since we are all about networking, what we usually do is follow up the meeting with an email blast, sharing all of this data so that if there's someone that you want to reach out to, share a referral, ask more about their business, that you have that information readily at hand. And then we don't end up repeating it over and over again during the meeting. So that'll be very helpful. It doesn't matter if you add your information a piece at a time and click send or enter, or if you add it all in one whole box. I'll gather up that information and send it out in a very concise format following the meeting. Okay. Just to give you an idea of our guests, who we are and what we do. We are Collaborating Connections. We've been around for about 4.5 years now. We're part of a larger professional networking group called TTR Networking, or To the Rescue Networking. And that organization has been around for over 10 years. We started off with some in-person networking groups. Currently, we have 14 or more groups going on, some of them virtual via Zoom, some of them in person. Collaborating Connections actually started out as an in-person group 4.5 years ago. As COVID hit, the pandemic erupted, we went from a meeting in person to this more virtual format. And I personally love this format so much better that we're not spending time traveling to a venue where we can be safe here at home or in our workplace in front of a computer and still meet some very wonderful people. And in fact, we're no longer limited by geographic traveling to a meeting site. And we have the opportunity to meet wonderful business professionals across the United States, coast to coast, and of course, around the world. So it's very special to have somebody joining us at their midnight their time from the Netherlands, but wonderful, absolutely wonderful. We love this. So the mission of To the Rescue Networking is all about providing reliable business referral services, serving each other and our communities, and educating those of us committed professionals by sharing knowledge and fellowship. So the core of what we do is all about relationship building. Of course, you can't provide a robust referral without knowing that professional well. It's really easy to say, I have a business card of XYZ, or I think I know somebody who does A, B, or C. But when you've talked to, met with, and from week to week in a networking setting, get to know an individual, what their business is focused on, what their personality is, what type of a professional they are, what they really are looking for in targeted clientele, then that makes the experience of sharing, referring, and growing your network all the more enjoyable. So that's what we're all about. And as I mentioned, we are not only interested in growing and succeeding ourselves, but we help each other grow and succeed in their business, and we help our communities. There's a particular aspect of the TTR networking organization that is focused on assisting nonprofits and community development groups in a wide variety of areas. So it really depends on what our members are interested in supporting. And we just go out. We sometimes it's gather up funds, sometimes it's gathering up our own human capital resources, contributing our time, talent, and treasures to wonderful organizations that we come to know. So that's just to give you a little idea of what we're about. The TTR networking, for those who received my email earlier today, you can visit the TTR networking website. That's totherescuein.com. And there are various tabs that talk about what we do, all of our networking groups, some information on some of the blogs that professionals have provided, the information about regular meeting times. So while Collaborating Connections invited you to the Visitors Night Tonight, we have several other groups as well throughout our networking group. We are industry exclusive per group. So there is only one representative of each industry in a group. I happen to be in travel, and I'm the only travel agent in Collaborating Connections, but there may be other travel agents in any of the other groups. And if your industry is already represented here within Collaborating Connections, we are always happy to refer you to another group within the TTR network who would certainly love to get to know you and your business and help you succeed and grow. So I'm gonna kind of open it up just for a moment to find out if there are any questions about anything that I've shared thus far. Okay, good. Because this is our Visitors Day, I want to share some information about networking in general that some of our members may already be very familiar with. So it might be just me repeating something that our members have already heard, hopefully sharing something that resonates and is interesting to our visitors tonight. So each of the groups follows a basic meeting agenda each week, but each group has a very unique type of environment or the way that they manage their group. As I mentioned, I've been doing this with Collaborating Connections for about 4.5 years. But prior to starting this group, I was a member of 3 other groups within TTR networking, one on the south side, one up on the north side of Indianapolis, and one more central to Broad Ripple. So again, if you're able to visit any of the groups without being a member, as long as your industry is not already represented. And I want to encourage you to visit other groups and, of course, expand your network, expand the knowledge of who you are and what you do. The normal agenda for our group is to acknowledge any wins that have occurred recently. So we do a kind of roundtable with that. And then we do our roundtable of introductions. Each attendee at our meetings have an opportunity to introduce themselves and their business, offer their elevator pitch, and maybe share something particular about who they are, what type of referrals they're looking for, or if there is any particular information of interest in their industry that they'd like to share with us on a weekly basis. So we're going to, I think we're going to do our roundtable with the members first, just to give you a very comfortable example of how we do that. And then I'll invite our visitors to join in and share as well. Um, while I mentioned the membership of the organization, it is a paid membership, but we certainly don't want anybody to commit to be a part of our group or any other without this visiting experience. It certainly gives us an opportunity to get to know you and who you are, what you're about, as well as it gives you an opportunity to find out if the groups that you're visiting, where you're most comfortable, where who are the other professionals that you may complement with sharing referrals. There are, in cases of, say, a massage therapist who might feel comfortable working with someone who is in an exercise gym, or referrals from a medical specialist, or something along those lines, something in the health and wellness arena. So that's something to consider as well. You're welcome to come visit us 2 times before we would ask you, well, what do you think? Are you interested in being a member? And additionally, the membership currently is, there's a $50 application fee, a $30 a month fee. And there is, I believe that $30 a month is handled by ACH. So there may be a nominal ACH fee. Jennifer, please feel free to correct me if I misspeak on any of that administrative stuff. So if your industry is not currently represented, you are welcome to put in an application and, of course, visit with us and be considered for membership. Currently, we have a new membership portal that I'm very excited about for our group and all the others. And that membership portal gives us an opportunity to effectively share referrals. We can share referrals within our group, within the other TTR networking groups, and even with individuals outside of TTR networking. So if perhaps there was someone in mind that I could refer to Debbie tonight, that I can use our referral runway database to be able to originate an email to give her all the information about a wonderful person that I think that she should be in contact with, that she can pick up that information and then pursue contact to see if they are indeed a match to do business. So oftentimes what we find within our networking circle is those that we are networking with may not be our ultimate clients, but I'm sure that within this connection and within this networking circle, there are people who know who your next client could be. So that's what we look forward to taking advantage of. Okay. Attendance is not mandatory week to week, although it is encouraged, because no one can represent you and your business better than you. But we understand certainly that oftentimes there are occasions when you're still taking care of business or tending to some family focus. And in that case, you're welcome to have another individual represent you in your stead who knows your business and can talk on your behalf. Again, attendance is not mandatory, but simply encouraged. Okay. So I think that is probably enough on the administrative side of what TTR networking and collaborating connections is into. I'm going to open up the floor a little bit to Jennifer Johnson just to share any of the upcoming events and highlights that she may want identified to our members and our guests. Jennifer?
Yes, thank you. It's good to see everybody. Thank you very much, Dawn. You do the best job of introducing all that we're about. Thank you very much. I am the the founder. I'm also a relationship marketing coach, and I've had this going we're going on 11 years now. I've said 10 for so long. I'm like, oh my gosh, and we're actually crossing over. But let me think, what do I want to say? Events that are coming up, there's always events. One of the big ones that this group has is Bryn Cochran and Robert Haley are going to be our, I guess it's February, isn't it? They are our February TTR Presents, and that is on Thursday at 1 o'clock. And TTR Presents, we feature our members in different things. Bryn and Robert put together, what's it called? Understanding Your Financial Footprint, correct? So, yes, so when you hear what Bryn and Robert do, I won't take away their thunder from what they get to share with you, but they put their expertise together and came up with Understanding Your Financial Footprint. And I would love to have more of our members do that. Last year, I think Dawn didn't say anything, but Dawn has a nonprofit that she and her husband founded a nonprofit all about genealogy. So they did a TTR Presents last year, or you did. I guess Casey wasn't part of that, but it's just, we want to fill up. We probably find that we have more events than I really want more events, but I want them to be good quality events. And Bryn you did a TTR Presents a couple months ago too, by yourself on, it was kind of how to present your little 60-second, how to get people to remember you. And she did a great job. But anyway, that was open. I want suggestions. We do have TTR Cares, which Dawn is in charge of that. And hopefully she can give you a little more on that. She created that. It's been part of our TTR schedule for what now. This is like the second year, but you were going really, 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 really strong at the beginning, and I think you kind of you overwhelmed yourself. I think it was just, there was so much that we could do. So I will leave it in your hands to tell them about that. That is March the 16th, right?
Correct.
And that is in the evening. So we have a variety of different things. And we also I have a mastermind group that is launching on the 2nd of March. And we have a free webinar that is happening next week. If you've ever thought about being part of a mastermind, that is not industry exclusive. So we are going to be doing, I'm a certified Canfield trainer. Basically, that is I'll make it as quick as possible. Jack Canfield, there's 67 success principles, and you're all like, what the heck? Learn 67 success principles. A lot of them you already know, but you don't know. There's kind of a success formula, and he goes through, and it's just very logical, but when you put it out in front of people, it's like, oh yeah, that makes sense. But if you try to do it, it's kind of like if you were trying to open a combination lock and you put the numbers in the wrong order. We try to jump ahead, and I've done that my whole life. I've jumped ahead of everything all the time, always jumping. I want to do this. No, I got to do it anyway. So that is the master. Danielle, is that how you say your name? She's shaking her head and smiling. So yes. But anyway, we're doing a mastermind that starts actually not next week, it starts the 2nd, but we have a free webinar, and it is I think it's on our website, but I will probably follow up to everybody today anyway with that information in the next day. And I would love to have you join us on the free webinar. It is a paid mastermind if you decide to be part of it. Anyway, those are the things. Every month we just have quite a bit going on. So I don't know, I'm sure Dawn is not Jennifer Johnson. I'm actually Jennifer Johnson, but Dawn can tell better about the TTR Cares than I can. It was her baby, and she asked about it, and I said, go for it, and she did it. And I'm pretty awesome. I'm very happy that we have it as part of our schedule, and it's back in March. So,
Yes.
okay,
Thank you, Jennifer. I appreciate that. It's quite a lot of information.
there's one.
It's not to overwhelm you, but just to share that TTR has so much to offer. The membership isn't just for the weekly networking opportunity with some super awesome professionals. There are learning opportunities, there are sharing opportunities between the TTR Presents. The TTR Cares came out, it was an offshoot of our community engagement and help for nonprofits. So through that endeavor, we have the opportunity to share with professionals volunteer opportunities, talk about some topics that are really upfront. We're all people. We're all individuals with concerns and feelings. So even though we represent in a professional business manner, we're human, and the TTR Cares gives us an opportunity to learn about, share about things that basically engage us, concern us, and hear perspectives of folks with some perhaps different beliefs or different life experiences that again just help us grow and expand our own professional selves. So the next TTR Care is coming up March 16th. As Jennifer mentioned, is a evening Zoom call, and the title is I Am My Brother's Keeper. And the topic is about how do we help our fellow man, even in this age of COVID? How do we get people to share what they need, what their concerns are, and how are we able to give to a community in a manner without challenging our own safety and well-being. Sometimes folks don't know how to ask. Sometimes folks don't know how to respond in an empathetic way. And all of this presentation kind of brings that together. So if you're able to be with us, we would look forward to seeing you.
What time on the 16th of March?
It's at 7 p.m. And I'm sure if we haven't posted it on Collaborating Connections Facebook page, we're going to get it out there. I believe that it is already on the website. Is that correct, Jennifer? Okay, very good. All righty. I'm going to invite everybody again to add your contact information into the chat box, your name, your business name, email address, website, contact phone number, and we're going to share that following this meeting via email so that everybody has an opportunity to reach out and perhaps have a one-on-one discussion, perhaps just ask some more clarifying questions to get to know each other better. That's really what we encourage and what we're about. But at this time, I would like to start our roundtable of introductions. And let's see, for our members, after you introduce yourselves, I would like if you would perhaps give a statement of what brought you to networking, or what's your biggest takeaway from being a part of Collaborating Connections. I think that'll be beneficial to our guests to hear on a individual basis. And then when we have our guest introductions, I would like you to share what you are looking for in a professional networking group. What do you think would be your number one takeaway in having met with us tonight? It could be as simple as just meeting some additional wonderful people to add to my circle of influence, or whatever it is that you're looking for. And feel free to be honest and open. So we'll go ahead and get started with our roundtable introductions, and I'm going to invite Nancy Vesley. Are you ready to introduce yourself and your business?
Yeah, I can do that. I'm Nancy Vesely with IHC Specialty Benefits. We have over 40 companies in our portfolio, and we help people create their health plans. If they have health insurance with the employers, we can also hook them up with supplements. The difference between a health plan or health insurance pays doctors and hospitals. Supplements would be paying you if something happened. So you would have some money so you don't have to get back to work and still be ill and jeopardize your own health because you have no choice in a lot of cases. I ran into some lady in the produce department at Kroger, and she reminded me about her TTR networking a couple years ago. And so I jumped back into it because I was with it like 6-7 years ago, and I left it, and then I came back into it. And I've learned that it's not the people you're networking here with. Those aren't your client. Those aren't the people you're selling to. They know your clients. So that's how you network. You don't network and expect these people to buy from you. You would hope they would start sending you people because they know who you are and they understand you, and we're in here week after week and we get to know each other really well. Plus, we usually do one-on-ones, which I've been laxing, I will tell you that. I just said it, and it's like, haven't been doing it. So I'm gonna have to start doing it again. But we would run into people that would need your services, and I guarantee we would be bringing you up. A lot of times on Facebook, I'm throwing Dawn's name out there for travel agents.
Thank you.
She
Thank
probably
you.
hears from a bunch of weird people. It's like, what?
I love it.
But
Keep it going.
that's it. That's what I do. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Nancy Vesely. Based upon what Nancy has shared, you talked about health insurance. Did you talk about life and what other products you might
Yeah,
offer?
we also have life insurance. We both have whole life or term life, and also pet insurance for dogs and cats only, unfortunately, but pet insurance is in there too.
Okay. Do we have any questions for Nancy Vesely or her insurance services at this time? Okay, we will move on. Next, I would like to invite Dion Robinson. Are you ready to introduce yourself and your business?
Yes, I am. Thank you, Dawn. So like Dawn said, I am Dion Robinson. I'm with Color Street, and Nancy was just showing that. Color Street is 100% nail polish in a strip. So it's easy to put on. It comes off with nail polish remover because it's 100% nail polish. Per set, you could get a manicure and a pedicure, or sometimes you can get 2 manicures. That's what I mostly go for. I put it on my daughter. So it's safe for that, but it's up to the parents. Okay, and there was my daughter. So you can get a salon quality at a fraction of the cost. It's a base color and top coat. And the newest thing is that Color Street is expanding. I said changes was coming, and here it is. This is just the beginning. And now Color Street does nail polish remover. So you can get everything. You can get your nail polish, and you can get the nail polish remover, which is, top grade. So acetone free. So that helps. And it's a nice fragrance. So, and there's more things that will be coming in the future, just to let you know. So that's a great big win for Color Street. And I got onto Collaborating Connections because of Dawn. I did a party and Dawn contacted me, and I just love the whole concept of getting to know people and and meeting new people. So you just never know who you're going to meet and become friends with too. So so this is a great networking opportunity, and since it's virtual, we had to go virtual. it is just nice. You can meet people from all over the world. I had even, I had text my sister who lives in England, and she just was like, I just can't do it right now. So she's hoping to come next week. So just to visit. But so yeah, so I'm Dion with Color Street.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Dion. And your sister is welcome to join in and visit with us at any time. I'm going to open up the floor. Does anybody have any questions for Dion concerning Color Street Nails? Nancy, you want to wiggle and model that again for her? Awesome. Awesome.
Yeah, focus on Nancy. It's real good.
Let me ask you to share with our audience the costs of the nail strips. That I think is probably one of the selling factors compared to going out and having a professional manicure done, and the convenience and the cost there.
Yes, so I forgot to say, like you see in my background, so there's different colors, different designs. And so solids are 11, and this is 16 strips come in each set. So it's hopefully most people, it's going to fit your nail bed. Okay, so there are some people who have larger nail beds, but 90% of the people it fits. But then you've got glitters that are $12, and then glitters with design or just the design itself is $13. And then we also have French manicure, and that's buy one, get one free, and those are $14. And then we have kind of the Prism collection. Those are $14. So that really sparkles big time, like with the sunlight. So that's a little higher grade. So that's a little bit more, but that's $14. So like I said, you can get a manicure, pedicure, and in a fraction of the cost.
Wow, wonderful. I've enjoyed giving them as gifts, as well as keeping a nice stash for myself. So thanks again, Dion. If there are no questions for Dion,
I will say they do very good as gifts. So the ones you think, why would I buy this one? I'll never wear this one. Gift it off to people. You can mail them too. It's really easy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it easily fits in like an envelope. You can mail it off. A Mother's Day will be coming up sooner than you think. It's great for birthdays, things like that. So that's a plus in my book.
Awesome. Awesome. Thanks again, Dion. Okay, let's see. Next, I would like to invite Bryn Cochran. Are you ready to introduce yourself and your business?
Yes, thank you, Dawn.
Yeah.
Hi, everybody. My name is Bryn Cochran. I'm with Shelter Insurance. And tonight, I don't want to talk about the products I offer. I would like to talk about relationships, about the relationships I've established.
Uh-oh, you went. Your mic.
Sorry.
Okay.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. 6 months ago, I joined TTR Networking's Collaborating Connection. I joined the group because I was 95 policies short of getting my contract, and I was sweating bullets. What I was doing wasn't working. Networking isn't anything I was interested in until I met this group, and you all gave me a reason to come back. Not because you bought my products, although some of you have, and I appreciate this so much, or because you shout my name and my business from the hilltops, or about my services. Why then, you may be asking yourself, because whether you know it or not, I've learned from you, from each of you. I'm encouraged by you, and it's wonderful to connect with people who gets the ups and downs of running a business. So thank you, Collaborating Connections. Thank you, Dawn and Jennifer. I can say come February the 27th, 2022, I will have accomplished a goal that I set over 2 years ago. I will get my contract. I will be the agent owner of Cochran Insurance Agency. I appreciate those who have taken leaps of faith and allowed me to become your agents, those who refer me to others, but most of all, I appreciate your wisdom as you have transparently shared how you make your business grow. I look forward to seeing where the future takes each of you. Thank you so much for this opportunity. Bryn Cochran, Shelter Insurance.
Wow, wow. Congrats, Bryn.
Thank you. It's not official yet, but I will get it.
All right, man, I'm so happy and have this warm feeling going on for you. Does anyone have any questions for Bryn? Even though she didn't talk about all of her products and services, clearly she is an insurance agent with home, auto, and business, and is happy to help individuals in a variety of ways. So, any questions?
No, but I would just say that I met her because she was at a concert I was. So when you talk about weird things happening, people,
Yeah.
you just don't know. And I'm not saying that I don't sing. I sing, but it was just here, Bryn kind of out of the blue reached out to me, and I literally remember looking at that email thinking, is this real? I don't know how this could happen, but she wants to know. I mentioned something about our networking groups when I was up on the stage.
Yep.
I sing, it wasn't, but it was just kind of cool. And to think that we had something, that you guys are all now connected because she took the stab in the dark. Who knows? You just never know. So being on the call tonight, you guys, that is a big deal. So thank you for being here. Thank you, Bryn. That gave me, I was getting goosebumps. I was getting tears. I was like, yes, yes. Okay, anyway, thank you.
Thank you.
A lot of us are solopreneurs, that we own our business, we manage our business, we're the day-to-day operators, we do it all. But certainly through this networking experience, we are not in it by ourselves. And I thank Bryn for that testimony. And it really goes to show you, yeah, there's so much to be gleaned from the networking experience. And we invite you to come be a part of it. Next, I would like to invite member Pauline Ray. Are you ready to introduce yourself and your business?
Yes, I am. Welcome to the visitors to Collaborating Connections. My name is Pauline Ray. I'm the owner of PSR Designs of Indiana and Wedding Stationery by PSR Designs. One website, two opportunities. With PSR Designs of Indiana, we, no pun intended, collaborate to create a card that meets your expectations. You can stand in the aisles of Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, and you can find beautiful greeting cards, American greeting cards, and all that other stuff. However, it may not have the content that you want because their thoughts are not your thoughts, and the reverse. So this is when you come see me. And we work together to create that card, that special card for that special person. I not only create greeting cards, I also have engraved items that I create. And like my friend Dion said, Mother's Day is coming up. And let's not forget Father's Day. Father's Day is on the horizon as well. So that's the greeting card side. On the wedding stationery, I create custom wedding stationery for couples, not just new couples. It could be someone renewing their vows. And those range from save the dates, your invitations, your escort cards, your seating charts, your table numbers, the whole 9 yards. One thing that product that I did add to the line this year, table numbers. You find so many couples who buy all these things and then they have to go through the hassle of trying to sell them and try to recoup a fraction of the cost they spent. So with me, come see me again. Table numbers. I'm renting table numbers. They're clear acrylic with a wood base or an acrylic base because I just did a bridal show and wood doesn't fit every venue. So the acrylic base will be available soon. What brought me to Collaborating Connections is Dawn Evans Casey. I had attended two vendor events with her, didn't realize who she was, what she did, but through that connection and those two vending events, that's what brought myself and my husband to Collaborating Connections. And what keeps me coming back, like so many of you guys have already said, is the connections, but more than that, it's the friendships that are nurtured and everything else. And with me doing several vendor events, and when Dawn mentioned an elevator pitch, I'm like, yeah, lady, whatever. However, those elevator pitches, like right now, I'm nervous talking to you guys, but get me in front of a bunch of brides and whatever, it just naturally flows. And that's because of Dawn and the coaching, and this is what you should do. And this is, I'm like, okay, whatever. But that okay, whatever has turned into many contracts being signed, not that same day, because I'm not expecting, that, but in the future, contracts being signed because of the passion that they see I have for what I do, because I love what I do and I love providing quality. So once again, my name is Pauline Ray. I'm the owner of PSR Designs of Indiana and Wedding Stationery by PSR Designs.
Wow. Thank you so much, Pauline.
You're welcome.
You know what I'm going to ask? You got any samples there handy to show?
And see, I came in the kitchen and I was not going to sit in the kitchen, but yes, I do. And this was not planned. Trust me, this was not planned.
I was going to ask.
I know. It's not chocolate this time. Sorry to disappoint you. This is I don't know if oh boy. Can you, I'm gonna have to take the background off. Hold on just a minute. You have to come back to me. Anyway, it is virtual background. None. Okay, there we go.
Ooh.
Can you see that?
Yes.
This is a wine caddy.
Nice.
And I'll do the Vanna part. Normally Terry does this for me, but I'm doing the Vanna part today. And in here, and how you get into it, if you guys can still see, you push down on the little tabs and it opens up, and there is a bottle of wine in here. So if you're going to a housewarming or just going, to over your friend's house and you want to take something nice because it's like a formal dinner or something like that, or you just want to take nice, friendship gift.
Yeah.
I don't provide the wine because I'm not about to lose my business license over selling wine. So, because I don't have a liquor license, but I would definitely sell you the wine caddy. And I have 5 different versions of this. This is one, and the other is right here. And the statement on here says best quality wine, friends, and wine should be old. And I don't like that old comment, but anyway.
All right. Well, see, that's exactly why I always ask you what you've got. You have such creative and unique items that you design and create for individuals and there's always something new. It really astounds me. So thank you, Pauline, for sharing that. I'm going to invite, does anybody have any questions for Pauline Ray?
I don't have a question, but I was thinking because the wine festival, which I'd love to go to, I wish I could go to every single year. It's the first Saturday of June of every year. Not that I know this, offhand, and I'm not always part of it. But anyway, that would be a great little thing to probably carry around if you decided to go. When people are like, where did you get that? That would be a great gift idea. That could be a very, very good thing because I'm looking at that and I'm loving that.
Thank you. So would you share that information? Are they having vendors or is it just a meet and greet?
They have vendors. I don't know how the vendor part works. We just kind of, sometimes we volunteer for one of the wineries.
Mhm.
And you know, we just get the free wine because we work it, but you know, we just
Right.
love a little bit of wine, not much. So, but I just wanted to let you
I've been
know
an
that.
attendee in years past, and it is very well attended in
Okay.
Yes.
downtown Indianapolis, Pauline.
Yes, it's
so,
in Military Park.
mhm,
Okay.
And
Early
it's,
June. Early
what
June.
is it? Vintage Wine Festival. That's the name of it.
Okay, I will look that up. Thank you, Dan
You're
and
welcome.
Dawn. Thank you.
Sure. Okay. If there are no further questions or comments for Pauline, I am going to invite Member Robert Haley. Are you ready to introduce yourself and your business?
Why not? Thanks,
All
Dawn.
right.
Hello, everyone. Guests and fellow members here. Robert Haley with First Home Bank. I'm been in business for well over 25 years in the industry itself. I do a holistic approach for every client. First Home Bank, we operate in all 50 states, even Puerto Rico. So definitely, and my whole goal is to help the customer person have a great experience in their buying, mortgage option processing, or just a consult. So we take the time to do that itself. So again, First Home Bank, all 50 states, Robert Haley there. Key point there, she said, why do I be a part of a networking group? Why part of this group here? Networking is, a lot of people have a misconception what networking really is. They take the word networking and they run with that. But when you look at networking, it takes really about 2 years, maybe 3 years before you actually receive a referral. But the benefit of what you're doing, look for a network group, is something to enhance you, to also to learn from others. And the networking group will give you some tools to help you to better yourself and market yourself. TTR Network does that for you. It has give you tools to learn from each other every week. You learn a topic there itself. Two, you get to learn there's different events happening all the time. If you take advantage of those things, that's what can speak to you to help you improve yourself, your personal as well as your business. And then you have a website to allow yourself to do things, to be a part of something, another way of being professional in yourself. And then, just if you take a look at all those things, what it brings you, if you apply it to yourself, you should be a much better person down the road. And most important, you'll be a much better business person because you're learning and growing from each other and you're sharing in that sense. And you're building relationship because as you build your relationship, referrals become much easier because now they know you, and now it's easy to refer to a friend versus someone, I remember that person's name or whatever. But if you're networking, being part of it, and you're participating 100%, you'll grow and you'll finish up. You'll find have a great experience in this process. That is what I look for. I met Jennifer. We hit it off from day one. We met, talked, and that's why it was okay. And then everything I learned about and read about it and everything kept me here and still here. And I try to share as much as I can what we want to help us all take it to the next level individually as well as business-wise.
Awesome. Very well said. Thank you so much, Robert. Does anyone have any questions for Robert Haley and First Home Bank?
Robert, I don't think I know the answer, and thank you. That was a really nice thing that you said there, but I know the answer, but you can help people in all the states, right?
That is correct, all 50 states.
So I think that's pretty cool. Some of our groups don't have that, that's not the case. So, but I don't know that if you got that from Robert. I hope you got that from Robert. He's not here necessarily because he's necessarily, been given a lot of referrals. He's in it for the building, for the, everybody that's talked so far has said that. So I'll quit talking, Dawn. But I think Well, because when you're thinking of mortgage or real estate and some of that, you're thinking, well, they can only work in a certain area. Robert doesn't really say that unless you, I mean, I'm not saying you don't say it, Robert, we all know it, but I think that's important for everybody here to know because, definitely that's a big deal. I mean, heck, he can help us anywhere. So at least in the United States, he can. So, right? Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Jennifer, I know that you did a brief introduction already when you talked about TTR Networking's programs and events. Is there anything else that you'd like to add about yourself and your business?
No, we're just glad that you're here. And Dawn well, she didn't volunteer. I think Pauline, yes, you did. You did. I think Pauline said it a few times. Don't get volunteered, you get voluntold. I think that I think of Pauline when she says that. You've said that a few times. I don't know, Pauline. I know your face is there somewhere.
Yes, yes, often, yeah, I don't know about you guys, but I'm voluntold, yes.
But the reason I'm bringing that up was that Dawn at one time she mentioned she was in a number of our groups and we were trying to get our feet on the ground. I wasn't really sure. And she said something at one point about you don't have a group on, where was it?
On the east side,
East
which is where I
side.
live. Yeah.
Yeah, and I said, okay, do you want to start one or something? That was kind of the same thing when she came to me and we were talking about the TTR Cares, which I do think you owe it to yourself to join us that evening because in our networking groups, we are here to get to know each other, definitely. And we want to know what's going on in your life. But this is really a business platform. So if you're dealing with, some of the stuff, we're not saying we don't want to know, but some of it goes beyond what the scope of a networking meeting should. And with all that's happened in the last 2 years with the pandemic and so many other things, as we all, racing around your head, all the things that we've all dealt with, Dawn made the, she asked about it. And I said, I will support it. And I'm sure our network will, because we've always been about supporting each other in nonprofits and different things. Anyway, then she got voluntold, I guess, to, if you want to do it, why don't you create it? And she did. And I will tell you, if you go to our website, I hope that some of them from the first year, she did it every month, I think, for the first year. And if you remember how 2019 and 2020 went, it was a time we all needed that very much. But anyway, I would just say we're trying to be more than just a networking group, but in this world, this evening call or, whatever, we are trying to be more business, but then we have those other things that are part of it too. So I don't know why I got off on it, but just thank you for being here and thank you all for doing what you do, because I'll tell you, you might get voluntold to do some more things if you volunteer. No, I knew that Dawn was the right one, but I couldn't tell her to do it, but she did it. And I'm pretty impressed. So anyway.
I'm happy to do it. And I don't see it as the voluntold. I think part of success of this organization is being able to bring solutions to the table. You might make a comment about something that's needed or something that's missing, but then to be able to fill in the blanks with a solution that meets the need is what is part of what we do. So, on a weekly basis, when we have our networking meetings, we're also talking about topics that are front of mind to us as business owners and managers, and offering each other recommendations and solutions. And I think that that's a big, important piece of the networking pie. So happy to do it. Happy to do it. Let's see, we are, I think, ready to introduce some of our visitors tonight. So I hope that you guys are ready. At this time, Debbie was our first visitor to log in tonight. So I'd like to introduce or welcome Debbie to introduce herself and her business. Debbie, are you
Thank
ready?
you. Thanks, Dawn. I don't know if most of you heard, I cannot get my camera to work, so you can just imagine what I look like, I guess. Thank you, Nancy, for inviting me tonight. I feel like what I would most like about this group is just being connected to other professionals. I am a real estate agent. I am in competition with every other real estate agent out there. So to just be connected to people that, I mean, not that people always treat you like they're competition, but you know, just to have that connection with other professionals that does not center on real estate, and just being transparent and having honesty. So that's the thing that I think that I would enjoy the most out of this. So I'm very excited. I've very much enjoyed this. So thank you so much.
Oh,
Thank you. Thank you for being a part of this. Can you tell us a little bit more about yourself and your business? What perhaps is your elevator pitch?
Oh, my elevator pitch. Yeah, I should have been writing that down, but I was listening to everybody, so I didn't get that done. So I work for Carpenter Realtors. We are an Indiana-based company. We have great marketing. It's a great company. I'm very pleased that I went with them. And I've been with them since July. So I'm a newbie for sure, still learning something every day, which is exciting. I like that. I like that. I don't think this is ever going to get boring. No 2 days are the same. So, and I am based out of Franklin. Yeah. I love helping people. So, and then throw in the house. I love everything about, you know, looking at houses and decorating and all that. So it's a good niche for me. I was 54 when I started, so kind of late in the game, but I'm enjoying it. So
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you so much, Debbie.
yeah, thank
Do
you.
we have any questions for our visitor, Debbie, tonight and Carpenter Realty?
I have a question. When you put a house on the market, do you always have to tell everybody they should like get some of their stuff out of the house?
It's usually a good idea just for the potential buyer to have a good visual of what the house will look like. Not that it won't sell. I mean, in this market, I've seen a lot of crazy things that sell, but to me, it's more inviting to look at a home that is just not a lot of clutter. And you'll hear that from a lot of agents. A lot of times that I've moved, that's the first thing they say, you know, get rid of the clutter. Just so you have a clear idea of what it's going to look like.
I know I was looking at your one picture of the clean counter kitchen surfaces. I'm thinking, oh yeah, really?
That house had actually been completely cleaned out by an auction company.
Oh,
So yeah, so nobody's living there. That's why it looks so clean. Got sold in like 2 hours. So I mean,
Wow.
there is something to say for that, probably, that it looked immaculate. So
Wow, that's impressive.
yep.
Okay.
and what I do know about the real estate industry right now, at least in Indiana, I would assume Robert would agree that it's what we need sellers.
Yes.
You really need
Yes.
inventory. That's what we really need.
You
Yes,
need
we need
inventory.
Yeah, so
Inventory.
definitely.
And so
Yeah.
until you have, because right now when 2008 happened, when you had, before 2008, you had investors in buying up land and then giving the builders a home property, just go out and build, just build it and they will come. That'll fill the dream Well, that is no longer around. So you really can't, you will know, you have to first find the buyer and then you can build it.
Interesting. That's an interesting, well,
Therefore, until inventory picks up and where builders will go out there and build more properties, that's where you have, because you gotta remember every year that you have new people who are graduating out of college, becoming the first time home buyers, and you have seniors are staying put. They're not selling their home as much so quickly. They're renovating, do more renovation. And so the market becomes very tight. So when she's out there, when Debbie's out there trying to find inventory, somebody, if she's on the seller side, sometimes it's not an easy task because
right.
they got to figure out what they want, what they don't want, because the market is slim. So until they start putting more inventory out there, it's going to be a little tight for a while.
Yeah, I have 13 people I'm looking for property and houses for that I can't fill their needs right now. So
Wow.
Right?
Yeah.
So I would have some of my clients, I always tell them, I said, well, you try to live in a certain zip code. I said, well, if you get out of your zip code and willing to kind of be more open, you'll find a property. And then you may not find the ideal property, but think about it. Can you see it yourself there, maybe doing renovations to it?
mhm.
A lot of times what you have is that person may not have the proceeds to do the renovations. They can get in the house, but they can't afford to do some other things. So it's a tough market for you, Debbie. I know.
Awesome. Well, it sounds like that is one of those complementary relationships, mortgage banker and real estate agent. So
Absolutely.
you guys need to
Absolutely.
talk.
Absolutely.
Okay, do we have any other questions for Debbie? All righty. I would like to invite Danielle all the way over there in the Netherlands. Are you ready to introduce yourself and your business?
Yes, I am, if you can hear me well.
Yes, we can.
Okay. Well, I am Danielle Valette. The W sounds like a V. It's very Dutch. I am from California, actually, just to give a little personal background. So if you don't hear an accent, that's why. I am from California. I married a Dutchman, and then we made a crazy decision to move back to his homeland. So, so here I am. I am an integrative, actually a ketogenic integrative health practitioner, and I help people virtually to get back to their health goals, their wellness goals, their aging goals. I focus really on blood sugar dysregulation. That is my top priority because just to go a little bit excited about this, Lori, no goodness. I focus a lot on blood sugar dysregulation because where the blood dysregulation is also where the problem starts with inflammation. And inflammation, as many people probably know these days from COVID, has a humongous impact on people's lives, really, in so many other facets, not just visual signs of illness, but the things that they can't see and the things that build up over time, toxins and all those things. So that's what I do, and I love it very much. I am a newbie when it comes to this. I graduated and I got my certificate December 4th, but actually I've been a ketogenic coach for about 2 years. But I wanted to do more with my services. I wanted to not just see people lose weight and, regulate their health, but I wanted to see them overcome their chronic diseases, like honestly overcome them and then get past. So that's what I currently do. I have about 2 or 3 clients right now. And I enjoy them very much. We have I do one-on-ones, group. I've attempted groups, but I find that I'm too personable for group settings. I am more of a person that needs to work one-on-one, and those who need one-on-one usually find me.
Okay. Gotcha. So, and what are you looking for in a networking environment?
Yes. Yeah, sorry.
No problem.
Well, as a solopreneur, as you mentioned, I find that it's very difficult to step outside, especially being a virtual company. I find it quite difficult to step outside of myself and my little bubble to see the other people, see other avenues of being able to reach out and connect. And I used to say, and I still do, but I know this is so wrong. I used to say I'm not a team player. And and it's just I'm always so used to being the boss. You be the boss in all your life, and then you don't have time to be the team player. But what I've found is that not being a team player is very lonely. So so what I find, especially with a networking position or the availability, I find that I can at least other people are thinking, maybe not exactly on the same lines as I am, but good night, we're not alone and we're doing something together. And it may not be all one cohesive looking puzzle, but the puzzle is coming together and we're reaching out to people, because my whole goal is just to help people. I tell people, I have a podcast, I have a YouTube channel. I'm really going out there. I started off with the YouTube channel just to try to help people get there, to find a way to help them eat better, without losing without losing the desire to eat altogether. Because many people think, once you're trying to get healthy, that you have to drop all the things that you find delicious. And yeah, okay, and depending on what you're doing, but I found that when I decided that I wanted to get my health back together, that I needed something that was going to keep me sustainable. So when I started my YouTube channel, that was the purpose, to let people know, hey, there's a way. And I was like, oh, I can help people. I want to help people. But, nobody talked back. I waited for comments, but nobody talked back. And the same thing with podcasting. I enjoy it. I love it. I mean, I am very much my own personality. And when I'm on my podcast, we are just friends. I mean, I'm telling you medical health things. We're talking diabetes and health and wellness, but I'm your friend. I'm your as my daughter says, the friendly doctor. I'm not a doctor at all. I cannot claim that, but I'm just but just to say, I enjoy that, but still I found myself a little bit lonely, craving. Pardon me. That's that midnight air. I found myself craving the interaction that comes with having not quite an office, but an office, and working with coworkers, and not just working outside, but not just inside, but outside. And I think that's exactly what this networking would do. And I'm looking forward to it, because honestly, like I said, it is a bit lonely, especially when you're trying to do it. I'm not doing it by myself. I'll tell you right now, I pray every day, and I'm praying, but to do it and stand on my quote unquote own 2 feet while I'm trying to do it. And I've got family, I've got friends, I've got backup, but for them to carry the load that I carry, the education that I need to make sure I maintain. And I just find that it's somewhat of a lonely place to be, especially if nobody is as interested in what you're saying as you are. Which happens quite often, because I don't know how many times I could talk about mitochondrial. Yes, yes.
I'm telling you, Danielle, it's kind of serendipitous. Nancy and I were just talking yesterday about sugar in our diets.
Yes.
And it wreaking havoc on our health.
Yes.
That
yes.
is just so amazing.
That is amazing. That is so cool.
And it's a topic that, it's not the topic that you drop in casual conversations with folks. So
Right.
I understand what you're saying. It's not, you
Yes.
don't walk up to say to someone, hey, are you type 2 diabetic? And, what are you doing? It's
Right.
not common conversation, or,
Yes.
hey, do you have inflammation, or what do you do? It's not, but
Right.
but to find somebody
Exactly.
who's got that knowledge base and can share those helpful hints is unique. I am so glad you're here with us tonight.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you. And forgive me if I talk, I talk a lot. I talk a little too much, but forgive me, but I just get excited sometimes.
Not a problem. Not at all. I'm going to ask, does anybody have any questions for Danielle? I'm excited to go check out your podcast now, but
Oh,
certainly
thank you.
I'm going to open it up. Does anyone have any questions?
I don't have a question.
Started,
Oh, go ahead.
no, I was just gonna have a silly comment. I started a sugar fast yesterday and ugh. You just feel kind of yucky for a few days.
Yes.
So, but I know I'll feel better once I get it out of my system. So it's cool that you do that.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. And hey, good job. That is sugar is in everything. It is so hard to just drop it. It is so,
Yeah.
people try to make it seem easy, but it's not easy.
It's
And
not
believe me,
easy.
coming from a type 2 diabetes standpoint, I really had to look at things, and the things that don't even look like sugar, they're still sugar.
I
And it's
know.
like, it's not fair.
It isn't. It's hard.
Well, what about
hard.
the ease of life? Yeah.
Yeah.
But congratulations,
Thank
Debbie. I'm
you.
impressed, and keep on going. And don't let anybody tell you any different, because they'll quickly tell you, oh, well, girl, it's just one day. Oh, it's
I
just one
know.
bite.
I know. I'm worried about that. Yeah. Oh,
They sure do. But you hold your ground. You hold your ground.
thank you.
You're welcome.
Just real quick, Debbie, I don't see your information in the chat. Can you put that in there?
It was at the very top.
Yeah.
Oh, very
She's the
top.
first
Oh,
one.
I was
you know
the very
what? I
first
wonder.
person. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, though.
We'll-
She might need to repeat. I think those of us that join later may not see it in the chat.
I'm going to
Yeah,
send it
that's
out
what
to
it is.
everybody
Perfect.
following,
Perfect.
following
Yeah.
Our meeting
Yeah.
tonight. So
Yeah.
thank you.
Thank you.
I was going to add the comment. If you have, definitely encourage you to listen to Danielle's podcast. It is enlightening and entertaining and all of the things that you would love about a podcast. So if you like to see someone talk, YouTube's a great option. And then Apple and I think Spotify and all those places you can find podcasts if you want to listen. Listening is just as fun too. She's very entertaining.
Very cool. Very cool.
Oh,
Thank
thanks, Lori.
Sure.
Well, Lori, we haven't heard from you, so I'm going to invite you. Are you ready to introduce yourself and your business?
Sure, thanks. I'm glad to be here tonight. And my name is Lori Barnett, and I'm here representing my company, iCare Virtual Services. And my company is multidimensional in the services that it offers. I offer virtual assistant services for small businesses, and that involves many things such as you would find in administrative work. I kind of describe myself as a remote secretary for people that have never heard of a virtual assistant before. So anything from creative content for businesses that struggle just getting their information out there, whether it's on social media, business flyers, business cards. I offer design and print services included along or separate from as another service. And then the other platform is virtual coaching services. So I have certification in alternative strategies for communication for individuals who are non-speaking. I've had some experience with that in working in a variety of therapeutic fields. And then I have my bachelor's degree in education. So I offer education consultations to families. And I found that's really valuable, especially these last couple of years. Families have been scrambling for resources and help. So I am new in my business as far as the virtual platform. I have been working virtually for the last couple of years, but I have 20 plus years of experience in office work and education and learning different communication styles and how to connect with people. So the motto and mission of my business is care at the core of everything we do. And so care, I love alliteration. So care represents communication, advocacy, resources, and education. And so I'm really, really excited about connecting with people on a personal level to get to know the needs of their business or their family or as an individual, and meeting them where they are and finding out what their needs are and showing true care in those services that I provide. So thanks for having me here tonight. I've been able, Bryn, she had to step off, but we've been friends for over 30 years, and I've had the privilege and opportunity to represent her business here in the TTRN group. So tonight I'm able to represent myself, and it's really great to be here as a visitor with you all.
Wonderful. It's been wonderful having you, Lori.
Yeah, thank you.
Certainly your business is so multidimensional and useful to practically any industry when you're talking about, you know, those administrative services and coaching services. I'm certain, you know, whether you're just kicking off a new endeavor or whether you're well seasoned and just need additional help and resources, you know, man, there you are. And you've already contributed a lot of recommendations and knowledge sharing with us in the past several weeks. So we're so happy to have you here.
Thank you. Thank you.
And telling us a little bit more. I think certainly each organization, each business represented would benefit from having a one-on-one and you know, chatting to find out, yeah, what all you know and have to offer. So I'll kind of open it up. Does anybody have any questions for Lori this evening?
I just have a real quick question, if you don't mind. Do you charge by the project or by the hour? And I'm sorry I've missed you on these calls because I have not seen you, and I'm sorry. That makes me feel really bad.
Oh, that's quite all right. Yeah, and previous calls I've been representing someone else, so I haven't really stepped out too much except for a quick tidbit of information. But yeah, I do project-based and monthly packages.
Okay.
So it's really, I really try to meet the individual where their needs are, and kind of, I'm very flexible on how we can arrange either a month-to-month contract, or if it's just an individual project, then that I'm flexible to discuss those things. And I have free intro to services calls that, and then of course, if there's ongoing needs to discuss information, I have virtual calls that I can have a brainstorming session with a business or individual.
Thank you.
Yeah, sure.
I'm glad you're here. Face with the name. I knew the name, but I didn't know the face. Thank you.
I have a question. Did you say you teach communication with non-communicators?
Yes.
Explain that, because you
just blew her mind.
It's like, what? How does that work? So yes, it's very unique in the way that many in the community that are non-speaking are not necessarily known the strategies that parents have to look for to try to help their child or their young adult. There's a lot of people, specifically I worked in the field of autism, and a lot of autistic people are labeled severely autistic, or unfortunately sometimes they've previously been known to, and the word retardation has been used to label them. And so a lot of those things, there's a lot of things in the world of education and science, lots of information that has come to our understanding and resources that's available. But for someone that's non-speaking, so you know, a lot of times we might see a deaf person, they're using sign language, or another individual, they might have an iPad and they have little boxes with pictures that they might point at. But sometimes for individuals with autism or cerebral palsy, or things where their body may be a little bit more impacted motorically, where they have difficulty moving reliably or touching a box in a repeated fashion. There's a lot of other alternative strategies that people are not aware of. And so helping them to get motor coaching for their body, helping them to work through some exercises together, and for also their sensory regulation. So people that are autistic often have their sensory system is impacted, and there's a lot of things in the environment that impacts their ability to communicate. And not that they're not able to communicate, but some people misunderstand those times that they can't communicate, and that maybe people don't know what they don't know, but when new information is available, then they can have the ability and opportunity. So as a communication coach for that, I help the family to get information on what those strategies look like, not to be scared of them, but to explore them and to look at what fits their child or their adult, because sometimes adults have never had the opportunity to have other strategies to try that might actually work for them. And it's really exciting to see someone find something that fits them. So it doesn't have to be a one size fits all approach. It's something that looks at where they're at individually, because our brains are all so unique. So really assessing where they are as an individual and helping them find ways to communicate. So one example is a little letterboard like this that looks like a computer. You know, instead of symbols, a person might be able to spell out a word with someone supporting them, helping them to watch their eyes and watch their hand and make sure it's moving reliably, so they don't accidentally slip and move in kind of like a repetitive, impulsive kind of way. So there's training involved with that. It doesn't happen, you know. I'm sorry, I'm taking a lot of extra time.
Oh, no.
I could go on for hours, and I don't need to do that, but that's kind of a little tidbit of what that looks like, Nancy. Hopefully that's helpful and not too overwhelming.
I'm so glad that you asked the question, Nancy, because I just learned so much in that brief description,
Yeah.
clarification. That is really neat.
Yeah, and I'm
That
always
really
glad to,
is.
if someone wants to get on a call just to get more information on that, because there can be a lot of details and information if questions about a specific situation that I'd be glad to talk about too.
Awesome.
Side note, Lori, just to let you know, there's a Facebook group called Parent Kindergarten. And there's someone out of Florida teaching her parents to use iPads to communicate. If you ever on Facebook and killing time, check her out, because they're rocking it. I mean, she's being controlled by the birds.
That's great. Yeah, I've actually seen some videos as speech language pathologists taught their dog how to use a communication device. So you never know.
Wow.
There's all
Wow.
kinds of things, but you know, if people can teach their pets those things, why shouldn't our kids have every single opportunity that they deserve, and not be misunderstood? So I'm pretty passionate about that.
Absolutely wonderful. We are at 7:34, so I'm not going to hold you. I will introduce myself and my business. I'm Dawn Evans Casey. My company is Spa Travel. I've been in the business for over 5 years, and I have a virtual travel agency working out of my home. I'm certified, and my tagline is Relaxed Adventure. I want to help people have enjoyable, relaxing getaways, vacations, business trips, whatever that may be, whether by yourself or with your loved ones or a group. I can accommodate all of those. I do everything from car rentals, hotel reservations, cruises, destination rail, domestic and international air, resorts, all inclusive or not. And COVID has really had an effect on the travel aid industry overall. Certainly, if you have questions about places that you may be interested in going abroad, I, as a travel agent, will help you find out, Is your intended destination considered a safe environment with current COVID numbers? What is the American Embassy saying about those locations and the possibility of you traveling abroad and of course being able to get back home? All of that is very important. And rather than you as an individual searching the internet for the best prices and the exact details of what you're looking for, I help individuals win back their time by doing that on their behalf. Now, it doesn't cost my clients anything extra to utilize my services because the vendors pay my commissions, and I'm happy to do that. I traveled for years and years in corporate America and experienced the ups and downs of travel myself, and I want to help my clients avoid those situations. So if you're interested in traveling, if you know of anybody interested in traveling, please reach out. Dawn Evans Casey, Spa Travel. As Jennifer mentioned, I do a lot of things. I love the travel. I love to travel myself, and that's why I love to help other people travel. My husband and I do have a genealogy nonprofit where we share with individuals how to get their family history organized, how to do a project as a family and as a whole, you know, whether grandma or the kids who like to get on the internet, that everybody can play a part in gathering up pieces of their family history and organizing it in a keepsake to maintain for future generations to understand and enjoy. I also, my day job, I contract as an auditor from 9 to 5. That's what I went to college for. That's what I love to do. I like looking at the details and helping organizations improve their internal controls and processes. And I think each of those areas that I'm involved in kind of complement each other and just help me be my best person. So I thank you for listening. I do intend to reach out and have a one-on-one with each and every one of you, because tonight's Visitors Day conversation has been phenomenal. I've really learned a lot. I hope that you have learned some things and are able to take away some nuggets of learning, of interest, of enlightenment. And I'll look forward to seeing our members here again next week. And I want to invite our visitors, come back and check us out again. We have loved sharing with you this evening. Those are my closing thoughts. So go forward with the rest of the week, stay safe, be successful, and take care, everyone.
Thank you so much.
It's
Good
the same link next week, guys. We let the cat out of the bag. It's the same link. All right. Thank you. It's great to meet you all.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Thanks, John. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye-bye.